This podcast is a member of the Red 5 Network. For more Red 5 Network podcasts and content creators, visit bio.link/Red5.
Yoo-hoo! Anyone home? Oh, Lord. Hey, Yabaldo. Hey, brother. How you doing, my man? Cool. Oh, hey, Patrick. Yeah. It's because my insomnia has been bad probably for a week. And Kim's still up, but she's in bed already, so she can double hear me probably. But yeah. Yeah, BFF, brother. Exactly. Well, I got some cool stuff to show off, or I got one cool record I got. Unfortunately, it's a week ago from last Friday, so back at the beginning of the month, almost 2 weeks this Friday, which sucks. I meant to do a show earlier, but I hadn't done it. Been kind of getting gaming with Dreamlight, and then of course with Dreamlight Valley, I didn't do one live stream with the new Star Path or the new update, anything to do with getting Mike and Sully. So that's my bad. And the nice part is, this is what's crazy. I can actually read the chat. I do got my new specs on. Finally got them. So now I can actually hear my old ones right here. Old ones are there. They're pretty beat up. I can actually read the chat right here from the computer, which is amazing. Amazing what happens when you can actually see the chat, which is crazy. I mean, I just made it like full screen. I can see the chat from there, which is crazy for me. Anyways, I guess we should get to the vinyl review or vinyl purchase. So this album here was originally released, thank you, Yabaldo, was originally released in 1989. Now, you know me, I've stated multiple times on this show over the years, even back in the beginning, I will not buy reissues or re-releases because I want the original copies from when they were released. However, while I went over to Barnes & Noble, I found this album just released last year in 2023, re-released. And I started looking online to see what I'm looking at price range for this album on LP. And yeah, we're talking I think the cheapest I saw it was for a poor version on the record itself. So which means it's probably gonna skip, it's not gonna play well, it's not gonna sound well. And of course, when I buy stuff, I don't buy it for decoration, I buy it to listen to it. And that one was like $20. But if you want good copies, they were from $75 all the way up to about $350. And for one record released in 1989, and worst part is some of the $75 ones were club releases. So like your RCAs or your Columbia House releases. And we all know those were not released they weren't released very good. They weren't part of the original, the copies made from the actual record companies. That was Columbia House or RCA getting the map, getting some type of making an acetate disc off of it and then stamping their version, which wasn't as great quality. 70s Columbia House was good. 80s Columbia House, I mean, I remember times getting cassettes and CDs, and I'm sure most of us out there have done the nice little, how many tapes and cassettes and CDs can we get without really paying for it? Minus the penny. Minus the 1 penny. Yeah, I'm just as guilty as most people. But anyways, there's times where I got cassettes and they didn't play well. They didn't sound great. I would go finally get an original copy, released by, let's say, like a Motley Crue record or album released by Elektra versus Columbia House, and the sound quality was 10 times better. Like, whoa, okay. Same thing with CDs. When CDs became popular, there was times where the Columbia House versions or RCA versions, or eventually RCA would switch over to BMG. And again, same breaking deal. They would just not be that great. Anyways, enough said. I bought this album when it first came out on CD. Like I said, it was released in 1989. So it's been a few moons ago. 1989, I was, let's see what, 89, I was, oh gosh, I can't do math in my head right now. You can tell it's early in the morning. 20, I was like probably between 17 and 18 years old. I remember when this movie trailer came out. I saw the trailer, and at the beginning part of the trailer, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to see this movie. By the end of the trailer, I'm like, I got to see this movie in a theater. And the reasoning being I had to see this movie in the theater after seeing the trailer was because of one man and one man only, and that is Jack Nicholson. Anyways, the album, the record, the Batman soundtrack from '89, all music produced and sung by Prince. This is one of those albums where I love this album. I know a lot of people hate this album. They consider this one of Prince's worst albums. I love this album. It's just like listening to Purple Rain. It's, if I put it on, it's front to back. I don't stop listening to any songs. I listen to the whole thing. And yes, wait, but yeah, so 1989 Batman. See, I can do this without, usually this is why I got Kim near me. But there's that part of it. Part of the inner jacket. Lyrics, just like it was in the CD. And I think this part's what's cool. And I'm gonna lose the jacket or the inner sleeve. Let me move the inner sleeve without getting my way. And I hit really spot. Wow. Those buttons are tight or really easy to hit. Anyways, I love the label. Batman on there. I just love that. But yeah, I was stoked. I can't believe I found this over at Barnes & Noble. I was like, hello, thank you. I will be buying this. I didn't know they re-released it on LP. Like I said, while I was over at Barnes & Noble, I did do my homework. I looked to see how much it would cost me to get it, i.e. eBay or on Discogs, and I saw the prices. I went, yeah, I don't think so. It's a little pricey for my book, even for an older album, especially when I'm talking like, again, like I said, some of them were from Columbia House and RCA. I'm like, oh no, thank you. I'm not spending that kind of money for a Columbia House version. An actual, oh gosh, was it Geffen Records? Or was it Warner Brothers? I think it was Warner Brother Records. Yeah, Warner Brother Records. The actual Warner, if I could have, I guess if I could find one for $75 on Warner, I would probably get it. I don't know if I spent $75 though. That's I don't know. That would be something me and Kim would have to talk about. I'm trying to think. I don't think we've spent $75 on one album yet, regardless of what it is. Even when I bought the Beatles White Album a couple years ago on eBay, I think I spent $25 for it, which is actually pricey for an older release. But yeah, exactly, Ubaldo. I love this album too. It's got some of my, the first music video for it was Bad Dance, friggin' Prince doing all the different parts. And that's one thing I loved about this album. One, it wasn't Prince and the Revolution, it was just Prince. He played every instrument on the album, which was friggin' cool. I know, right? Out on the price, but it's Batman. I know. And that's what like I said, when I first saw the trailer, it was like, okay, I can't. Michael Keaton is Batman, or as Bruce Wayne. I'm like, he's. I just saw him in Beetlejuice, and I was like, no, he can't be. No, no, not Batman. No, no, no. And then they Jack Nicholson, the Joker. I'm like, hello, you just won me over. I think the funny part was I just gosh, I want to say I just rented a copy like 2 weeks before the video came out. I literally watched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and The Shining, and like, oh, okay. I mean, I knew who Jack was before that, but when I saw those movies, I thought, if he can bring those roles into the Joker, this is going to be the ultimate Joker we've never seen. Well, I ruined several tastes from listening over and over. Same here, brother. Same here. But yeah, I know, right? The anniversary is coming up. Yeah, that was one of the, like I said, it was one of those movies I had to go. I had once I Nicholson was in saw Nicholson was in it, I had to go see it in the theater. It was funny because another funny story I have about that album. Hey, Nicole, um, is another funny story from that movie was when it was released on VHS. My sister wanted Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and I went in. And again, this was like old Payless store. I walked in. It was in Elko, Nevada. Walked in. There's this big display, Batman right there. I grabbed the copy. That was what I went in there to buy. I knew it was coming out. I'd seen the commercials for the release. I had to have it. I knew I was going to buy it because I love the movie in the theater. So it was the first actual VHS tape. Shocking. I love Star Wars, but my very first movie, full length movie I ever bought on VHS was Batman. It was not anything to do with Star Wars. It was Batman. At the time, I mean, you know, I was recording everything off of HBO, that I could, and I mean, I've got videotapes around here that I see like Jumping Jack Flash on there and oh gosh, Cujo, Born in East LA, and so all the, that's what I was constantly recording movies off the TV, and definitely off HBO because there was no commercials, but yeah, so yeah, why are you awake on your day off, Nicole? All right, which cat woke you up? But yeah, I like I said, I saw this over at Barnes& Noble. It was like $25. I think it was about 20 between 20 and 25, and I had to have it. Like I said, after the looking up the prices of the original copy, and again, the original copy was off of Columbia House and was a Columbia House release or an RCA release. I was like, no, thank you. Yeah, but oh gosh. But anyways, we get home, we watch the two movies, and I ended up liking Roger Rabbit. I thought Who Framed Roger Rabbit was freaking hilarious. One, seeing Christopher Lloyd as a bad guy, because he just got done seeing him as Doc Brown in the Back to the Future one. Not don't think I think maybe two had just come out. We're waiting for three or somewhere's in there. And yeah, so seeing him as a bad guy was freaking cool. And I mean, I thought all the voice acting was really good. I mean, of course, Kathleen Turner doing Jessica Rabbit, which at that point I didn't know you could actually be turned on by a freaking cartoon. Hubba hubba. Anyways, enough said about that. But we get done watching that, and then we put in Batman and watch it. And we're watching these movies as a family now. And we get done with the movie. My mom literally stands up, looks at my sister, and looks at me and says, "Your brother bought the better movie." I'm like, "Oh, dang." But my problem is I love both movies. I love Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Batman. So I couldn't see, for me, it wasn't. I think for my mom, it was probably too sexual in nature for a cartoon. I mean, I think she's thinking cartoon, it should be G-rated, and of course it was I think what PG, either PG or PG-13. But yeah, Yeah, it was a little too risque for my mom, I think, at that time. But and Ubaldo, I remember living in LA at the time. Nice advertising for this movie was off the hook. Exactly. And Patrick, I did too, man. I loved Born in East LA with Cheech Marin. Oh my gosh. I mean, I even owned the cassette tape. I had the cassette Cheech and Chong album, Born in Get Out of My Room was the name of the album. And again, it's one of my favorite albums. I mean, the comedy skits in Get Out of My Room are hilarious on the actual album. But yeah, that's one I'm looking. That's another record I'm looking for. I'm looking for Get Out of My Room on LP, the original copy. I've got it on cassette. I've got it on CD, and of course, you got it on. It's all over streaming, I think, or like Audible, not Audible, Spotify and Apple. But yeah, Jessica Rabbit, right? I know. Yeah, I agree, Nicole. I do. I also love Roger Rabbit. So, I mean, again, like I said, it wasn't that big of a deal for me. But then again, I mean, unbeknownst to my mom in probably 90, let's see, 80. Oh, it might have been Christmas 89 when the movies came out. I'm trying to remember because it used to be almost be a year after movies were released before they come out on video. But I almost think that one because Batman was released like in May of that year. It was part of the summer blockbuster movies, if I remember right. I don't know. I need to look that up. Let's see here. Now that I can actually read things on the computer while doing this, um, I can actually type stuff, look up stuff, and get an idea when stuff was actually released. And until now. Yeah, June. Okay, yeah, June 25th, 1989. So yeah, it was definitely part of the summer blockbuster movie that year. So it might have came out on video back in by the time December rolled around for Christmas. But yeah. But yeah, I mean I saw that where Barnes and Noble. I'm like, I gotta have it. I gotta have it. I just have to have it. I come home with it. Kim's like, Kim didn't even realize I was taking the garbage out, and she didn't realize it really just disappeared and went over to Barnes and Noble. I mean, I just took the garbage out, walked right over because Barnes and Noble is really close to us. I mean, it's like just right around the corner. Boom, there's Barnes and Noble. It was really nice when Toys R Us was there because I mean, Toys R Us and Barnes and Noble. I was in seventh heaven. Now our Toys R Us has turned into Firearm Unknown. That's fine because I mean, when I need to pick, if they ever got deals on shelves some shelves, I can go buy some. Anyways, yeah, so I just walked over there, went looking through their records. I was mainly looking for something for Kim because she let me know. And just so everybody knows, I mean, I know Backyard Towers will watch this later. I know in the last video told me that I before I listened to Taylor Swift, I knew to do something, listen to this like some parody or something that she did or somebody did about. I mean, I know the Weird Al song. I do know the Weird Al song TMZ, which is freaking hilarious. But I think that one's TMZ, and so I know that one. But anyways, I was over there actually looking for Fearless for Kim on LP because she that's her favorite Taylor Swift album. So I was gonna try to actually find it there, but I'll get it for her eventually. But yeah. Now updates. Well, Kim is still on her schedule. By the way, all of you that moved your clocks, I hope y'all had fun doing that because I have no idea what that stuff's like anymore. Don't know it. I did get somewhat of a feel of it when I was up in Nevada in October. Really, it didn't matter because it wasn't like I was going to work. I wasn't doing anything. So, I mean, grandkids just woke up when they woke up. It wasn't like any difference for me. I like it is here when it happens because it just happens. But no changes to Kim's work schedule. She's still working Sunday through Thursday, and yeah, 2:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. to like 11 p.m. It's frustrating. I really wish they'd either take away her Friday, give her back Tuesdays off or something. but that's what I wish, but it's not going to happen. Anyways, we've been promising doing our racing episodes again. Yeah, well, the reason why they fell through was because Scott wasn't ready to pull the trigger on them yet. That's my fault. But so I didn't get to watch because of my insomnia right now. Everything going on with me being up all night, sleep all day. The Slaughter song, up all night, sleep all day. Anyways, that's been Scott's life lately. Yeah. So I didn't watch the Phoenix race this weekend. Kim watched the last 90 laps of it that she could while she was working. She just turned the TV on. She totally forgot the race was on. But we're waiting for NASCAR to release the Phoenix race on YouTube in its entirety so I can watch it. And then we will do a big recap show where we talk about Daytona 500, the Atlanta race, the Las Vegas race, and the Phoenix race, where we will really focus on the Phoenix race because that was the last race for NASCAR. And we'll talk about round 1 of Formula 1, which was at Bahrain, and round 2, which was at Saudi Arabia just this last weekend. We actually got to watch those ones live because they were actually, well, I don't remember what time. They were on early in the morning for us. But so we actually got to watch them for once. So that's what's going on kind of there. Podcast wise, I mean, this is podcast wise. Let's talk about audio only crowd. I know y'all haven't got any updates, whatnot, but I've got to get baking on it or doing it, getting it done, going through all the previous episodes. These little quick episodes are not going to be audio only. I'm not going to push it through. I'm not going to add them to the audio only list. So I gotta get you guys caught up on audio only. So roughly what will happen there is once I get them all edited up and ready to be uploaded, I'll upload them to StreamYard, or not StreamYard. I'll upload them to Spotify for podcasters, formerly Anchor, and release one once a week. Hopefully that will get us caught up to where whenever we are able to pull off a show, which more likely probably going to be somewhere in April, due to some scheduling conflicts with me. My weekends are pretty filled up right now, even with this insomnia crap going on. And the reason why it happens is because we start heating up down here. I'm like right now, just give you an idea, we are 55 degrees right now, but our high today will be 80. Yesterday was 82. And both me and Kim are both very heated bodies. So get us together. And for some reason, when I get hot, I can't sleep. I should just really come out my recliner and sleep, but I don't. I just come out here and I'll turn on a video game machine and start playing. But yeah, so that's what's kind of going on there. Again, we're going to get some things set up with Nicole. Obviously, I also want to get Ubaldo. I definitely want to get that set up with you to do Depeche Mode. And of course, if Nicole and Kim want to be involved, they can. Otherwise, next time I do a show, I would see, obviously, this is just hit and miss and whatever. But not really hit and miss. It's just whenever I can do it. I've got an eBay package coming that actually just left. So I don't know when I'll be here. I haven't looked to see what they're saying for an update, but that's two vinyls, original pressings. So that'd be great. And then we're waiting on a box from our one of our good friends, Big Love, Brady from the Escape Pod. Once that box gets here, we will do a live show unboxing of that, of whatever he's sending us. That'll be interesting. But yeah, so that's what we're waiting on next. Again, Ubaldo brought it up earlier. Batman's got his 35th anniversary this year. So definitely we're gonna have to do something on that. Only talk about the Batman movie. We're not gonna talk. Obviously, we won't talk about its sequels. We're just gonna talk about the night. We would just talk about the 1989 movie, which wouldn't bother me one bit to friggin' watch it again. I love that movie. Um, what are you, man? I'm Batman. That's one of my friggin' favorite lines. That's one of my many favorite lines from that movie. You ever danced with the pale moon? Oh my gosh, I screwed it up. Ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? There it is. Dang. I'm shocked I don't like combine sometimes like do or do not, or there is no try. But yeah, I mean, I was trying to think the other day, I was like thinking of like some of my favorite lines from Back to the Future. And like, I just started popping off a bunch. I'm like, well, never mind. I don't really have a favorite line because all these other ones keep popping off in my head. So yeah, but yeah, we'll have to do something for 89, the anniversary of the 89 release of Batman. Which will be cool because we can actually also talk about the soundtrack. Dan, like I said, the soundtrack was originally, it was all recorded by Prince, and it was actually the first album to not have the Revolution on it. I think it was the first one. Yeah, I think the one previous. I'll have to look this up now. See, I might be confused. I think the last one was Around the World. Around the World in a Day. Oh man, it's the one that's got Raspberry Beret on it. She wore a raspberry beret. Anyways, see, I do like Prince. There's a lot of music coming out. Plus, obviously, we'll have a show, a live opening, and then of course we're gonna have to get with Nicole because after her and Kim and myself listen to this new album coming out, I don't remember what day it's coming out. I think it's in April, May. Oh, guess where to look at my phone. I have it pre-ordered. Anyways, New Kids on the Block are dropping a new album. If you want to go check out their video, it's on YouTube. I mean, it's called Kids Are Still Kids. I mean, it's the name of the album too, Still Kids. Yeah, arriving May 17th is what it says. So probably like the week after. We'll see. Somewhere's in there. But yeah, Still Kids, New Kids on the Block, new album. Here, I'll give you the best it'll show up. That's the one I pre-ordered. It's clear vinyl or white vinyl. Anyways, did that for Kim. Obviously, she's a New Kids nut. A New Kids lunatic. Yeah. Yeah, give me a tab. I can't give you a tab unless you order something. All right, give me a Pepsi free. You want a Pepsi, pal? You're gonna have to pay for it, right? Exactly. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, there's way too many lines in Back to the Future, but yeah. Other than that, that's pretty much all the updates I've got for the show. Of course, you got Nicole doing her thing over there with the Red 5 reading, which so I remember y'all remember when I got these, right? It's like get right into reading them. Yeah, I ain't friggin' touched them. They've been sitting here the whole time. I ain't read one. So much for me getting into the reading bug. Not that I didn't want to. I did, but I didn't do it. Yeah, so other than that, I really don't have much more for an update about the show besides hopefully we can get something put together. I know I've thrown around with Kim a few times about maybe I could come back and start doing some stuff here and there once a week. But we'll see. I don't know. I really want to make use like a brand. So like have different entities or different nights where different stuff's being talked about, because I know like Kim and Nicole are huge Disney fans. I like some stuff from Disney, but I didn't grow up on it. It wasn't like I went to every Disney movie, you know. So, matter of fact, first Disney movie. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever. No, I went to. I went to Emperor's New Groove. Kim bought it for the family. Um, and at the time I was married with her younger sister Karina. We went in, and while I just got off a shift, I got off shift. I started falling asleep during the movie. So instead of like falling asleep in the theater, I got up during. I mean, for me, this movie was boring. I got up, I walked out of that theater, looked around and see what else was playing, and right next door was The Grinch with Jim Carrey. And I'm like, okay, I'm going in there. I've already seen it. I'm gonna go in there and watch it again, or wherever it's at. I'll watch it from there. And sure enough, I did. And then once it was over, kind of both movies finished at the same time. It was friggin' hilarious. I mean, I didn't see it from the beginning again, but I can't remember where it was in the movie. But yeah, I actually was falling asleep during Emperor's New Groove. So yeah, that movie for me is like. I really don't think I've seen a lot of Disney movies, like Disney cartoon movies in the theater. And like the one before that, the only thing I remember watching Disney related as a kid, I don't even think it was a Disney movie, was in the 70s. I remember seeing Grizzly Adams on screen. I remember that just being me and my mom. Maybe my baby sister. I mean, she might have been with us, but I don't remember her being there. So I just remember me and my mom going to the old movie theater they had in Winnemucca downtown, Winnemucca, Nevada, by the way. And I know I saw a couple of Grizzly Adams movies there, but I don't think I've seen. Yeah, I think Emperor's New Groove was the first animated Disney movie I ever saw in the theater. Yeah, so as you see, I'm not a big Disney fan. You know, and I will never count Star Wars as Disney. I don't care if Disney owns the properties now. I don't care even if they release stuff. I don't count it as Disney. Never will. Other than that, we're trying to get crap together. We're trying to figure stuff out. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff we still need to do. Obviously, um, you know, me, Kim, and Nicole always got ideas popping in our heads. I know, like, because I don't think Nicole's got access to Apple TV. So I know there's some things on Apple TV that me and Kim have been watching that we might decide to do a show on separately, which if we do that, it'd be like a Friday or something. But and it'll be Friday, like mid-afternoon. It won't be like a Friday night or something like that. But again, nothing's really going to happen with the pod until I want to say April right now. Like I said, we'll talk. Obviously, the three of us talk every day or almost every day. And I know I was going to update. So we did that music thing after the last show where everybody went into Discord and we listened to music. And obviously, people are having a hard time hearing the music. So I looked up, found out that, okay, well, to do it right, you have to have premium for Spotify. Well, I started looking at it even more, kind of find out everybody has to have Spotify premium. It's not just me. I can invite everybody, but if you don't have Spotify premium and you're in our Discord and you click the link, you're going to get an error. So it's like, yeah, that's kind of bull crap. So obviously from that, I don't know what else we're going to do. I don't think we can do what I wanted to do. Yeah, DJ Scott, right? But and then the other thing too is every time a song change. So like if say we decide to like, say we could do it. Everybody bought Spotify, paid for premium. And we're listening to one song and then Yabaldo shoots me a song like say Personal Jesus by Depeche Mode. As soon as I went to change songs, it would kick everyone out. I would have to send out new invites per song. Like, what? This is messed up. This ain't how this works. So yeah. Unfortunately, Spotify is not really good, or not Spotify. Discord is really not good for sharing things. Because I even noticed in the past, when we were doing like the Rebels Watch and stuff like that, last year before I left for Nevada that when I would go check it on Kim's phone to make sure she had, I would turn her volume up. And that the minute somebody like talked, you lost all the audio from like Kim's side lost all the audio. I'm like, well, this sucks. But yeah, so that's the problem. Like, if we're gonna do it, it'd be one of those things where everybody's got to mute their mics, and then maybe it works. It probably won't even work great then either, because I know I had my Bluetooth turned up to almost max on the board, and I went back and checked Cam's a couple times, just checked her side of it to see how well it's coming across, and it still wasn't coming across that great in my opinion. Anyways, so I know Spotify's out. I mean, I'm not gonna ask everybody to go buy a friggin' premium Spotify because that gets pricey, especially in this household because I gotta get 2 of them, which means I gotta pretty much get the family version because it's me and Kim. I mean, we could get the duo, but I'd rather get the family version just so she could have access to her own stuff. But other than that, it is what it is. I'm hella tired. So maybe, and it's 5 o'clock in the morning here. Hey, damn, I got nothing to drink. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and it's here. Other than that, until the next eBay package shows up or the box from Big Lovin', Brady from the Escape Pod shows up, that's when we'll be back on again. Like I said, once we can start like setting up dates, figuring things out, looks like we're going to start. I mean, honestly, it'll probably have to be a Saturday night thing for us. So it really will coincide with what we can do. And obviously, we go Saturday night. We will be going Saturday night after Scarif Live, because usually Scarif is the last one on Saturday nights. So if we end up doing those, it's going to be late Saturday night. So it'll be one of those shows where we might put stuff together quick, depending on what Nicole's schedule is too. Kim don't go to work until later in the afternoon. And so, yeah. But yeah. Yep. But otherwise, let's do this. I haven't done this last few times, so I apologize to everybody that we usually thank on this stuff. This is what Kim's around for. No, I'm just joking. I told her I needed her to pre-record all the outgoing stuff just so I can hit the buttons, have it go. Oh gosh, that'd be fun as hell. Anyways, let me go. All right, let's try to do these outros or give everybody their props. I want to thank Adam Goswick from A Certain Point of View podcast for creating our new remix logo. And it's really not new anymore, but our current remix logo. Oh, by the way, I mean, so everybody knows, I am wearing the shirt. I'm wearing the full shirt. Anyways, I'd say go buy it on TeePublic, but right now the store is closed. You can support the show. Go to ko-fi.com/useabusepod. Also, up there in the corner, you can, if you're watching this on something different, not beside your phone, you can actually take that QR code, scan it, and it'll take you there. You can support us for as little as $1 a month, or just a one-time dollar. All monies obviously will always go back into the show, including paying, if we can get our goal, pay for StreamYard for a year, or maybe even pay for Streamlabs for a year, so we can start using OBS and for Scott to be able to do different things. Anyways, check out the family, ATSW family. Sidebar Cantina. They were live last night. As always, every Monday on YouTube at roughly 5:30 p.m. Eastern, unless they go early or are late. I mean, they were late last night. Last night they talked about, I don't remember which episodes, but they did talk about the current season of Bad Batch. I think they talk about 2 to 3 episodes when they do talk about it. So go check it out. Plus, there's a lot of funny crap happening in the chat, including the fact of finding out that, well, I'm just going to say it this way. If you were in the show or there last night listening, you know what 85% means. On Wednesdays, ATSW The Escape Pod, again, live every Pantless Wednesday on, why do I got live? There, let's edit. I'll edit it later. Anyways, Pantless Wednesday, ATSW Escape Pod, Wednesdays on YouTube at 7:05 Eastern. Layman's Times. Good old Keith Layman. He just released a video on either Saturday or Sunday. I think it was Saturday. He was talking about Jason Kelce retiring, which also now we find out Fletcher Cox of the Philadelphia Eagles just retired. And something about Scott Pilgrim and he whatever, and some other drunken or some other banta that Keith does. Plus, he's putting together some new magic decks. Give him a follow. I mean, he's friggin' hilarious to listen to. I love him. And he's also part of the ATSW family. Also, Stranger Things has happened with Dawn Telesnutsolski and Luna Girl. And they're on every other Saturday or something like that. I would have to double check. And roughly at 9 p.m. Eastern or what it is. But their last one was they're now watching season 4 of Stranger Things, and Scott's still on season 3. Scott is now behind Don and Kelly. So my bad. Anyways, give them a follow, give them a listen, watch them, check out the replays, check them out live. Sweet Studios, Big Sweet has always got something going on over at Sweet Studios. I know right now, I think Explicit Noise is working on some new stuff coming up too. They're also on YouTube. Sweet Studios and Explicit Noise, both 2 different channels, but they're both part of Sweet. Check them out. Sweet's always got some cool stuff coming up with guitars, music, a quarantine set. Or he used to call it quarantine session. I don't think he still calls it that anymore. But go give him a follow and listen. He's definitely got some cool things going on music-wise. Sorry about that. Throat's getting dry and I ain't bring no thing to drink. The Orange and Fetch Show, they're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. They just talked about, I don't remember what the hell they just talked about, but they just released a new episode last week. Again, go check them out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And of course, we are part of the Red 5 Network. Go to bio.link/Red5 to find more exciting podcasts like this one. Also, you can find all used and abused links. You can find them in the show notes, pinned to the top of our X page or Twix page. And go to bio.link/used-abused-pod. And wow, no wonder I let Kim read this stuff. No, I was joking. And I want to thank everybody that did show up this morning. Again, Yobaldo, Patrick, Nicole, and of course, Kim did jump in the chat. Hi, Kim. She's probably asleep by now. Hopefully she is. And I apologize for everybody. I know I said I was going to do a live or the Twitch stream with the last update, the Star Path for Disney Dreamlight Valley. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of technical glitches with Dreamlight Valley since they released it. And yeah, so it was somewhere I'm just like, okay, heck with it. But I got the Star Path done, got Mike and Sully completely integrated into the valleys, into my valley. But yeah, I'll have to do a live stream eventually, do another one or get back to doing it. Other than that, yeah, and Yabaldo, all good. I know. Yep. Yeah, I'm happy you'll be waiting. That's a good thing. And yeah, as soon as we know something, we will get back on social media, or I will get back on social media. I try to do something. Oh, I know what I forgot to say. R.I.P. Eric Carmen. You don't know who Eric Carmen is? He was the lead singer of, or the lead vocalist for the Raspberries. Also had a very big hit song, Hungry Eyes, for the movie soundtrack Dirty Dancing. Unfortunately passed away on March 11th. R.I.P. Eric Carmen, thank you for the music. And actually, I just learned that he was the lead singer of the Raspberries, which Motley Crue on their Too Fast for Love album. See, I always get back to Motley Crue on this. On their Too Fast for Love album, when they re-released it in the early 2000s, they had a song on there, a demo on there of a song called Tonight, which was originally done by the Raspberries. So I will be searching out the Raspberries and checking out a lot of their catalog, because I want to kind of hear him because I did like Eric Carmen as a singer. But other than that, don't have Kim, I don't have Nicole, but I know they always will always say thank you for joining the chat. And I am Scott, 1/3 of Use and Abuse Pod. And until either we come back with a show or I come back with the next unboxing of something, have a great week. Have a great weekend. Be kind to everyone. Peace. Have a great week. Have a great day, everybody. I can't say good night, but I'll say good morning.